Okay, I think we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. What's up? What's up? And quite a few things to talk about. I was sent other stuff as well right before the live stream. So I'm going to work to add those things. Now, they're having a press briefing. They're going to have one by the secretary. I figured we could start off our stream with that first. I don't know if it's going to be Trump related or not. I would imagine so, but we'll see. And this will give time for people to join. And then we have a bunch of different things to talk about. Like, for example, there was a mass shooting just now, or when? Mass shooting, Alabama. Let me check that out that's happening now while we wait. But there's lots to talk about. Let me see. Is there a mass shooting? Oh, shoot. Let me see. No, there's not a mass shooting that just happened. Breaking. Okay, the RNC convention is happening today in Milwaukee, 2 days after the mass shooting. The mass shooting against Trump. Okay, no, there's no mass shooting. I don't know what somebody sent me some type of mass shooting. I don't see anything like that happening. But right now, the RNC thing is getting ready to get started, and if it's not started already, and there is massive protest. Trump is supposed to be making a speech. Let me show you the screen. Trump is supposed to be making a speech, I think today, and he's also going to be announcing vice president. But this is some of the stuff that's going on right now. Wow, lots of people out there. And now it says no Biden, no Trump. All right. So we're waiting for this press briefing before we get started with all the topics that I wanted to get to talk about. Let me get the chat up on my screen. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's going on? How you guys doing? Let me take a look. Okay, a couple of things. So okay, former President Donald Trump has selected his running mate. A senior campaign official tells ABC. Now, speculation, because Bueller sent me this right before the stream. Well, not really, an hour ago. There's a post from Breaking 911 that says Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio is seen leaving his home with a protective motorcade, as reports suggest he is Trump's vice presidential pick. Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio. Honestly, I'm in my head. I'm like, who the hell is that? To be honest with you, I'm like, what? That's what people are speculating right now. Let me take a look at the ABC article. See what they say here. Amazing. ABC. Okay. And Rubio said he's not it. So Rubio's out. He's going to delay his trip and decided he wouldn't allow Shooter to change his schedule. Trump has selected his VP campaign a minute ago. Okay. Trump will deliver a whole different speech. So at this RNC, I really want to see the speech. At this RNC thing, Trump had a whole speech already ready to go, and then there was the attempted assassination, and so now he's doing a whole different thing. So they're saying it's going to be massive.
Of the RNC right after this break.
Live RNC. Are they doing the RNC? Yeah, maybe after this live we'll do that. RNC live. Yes. Hours away from
restore our economy. We will unleash American energy and flood the world with clean, cheap American oil and gas. Drill, baby, drill. We will.
Should we be doing this instead?
And most of all, we will strengthen our depleted military and make it strong again. Folks, this platform, the leadership of President Trump, we will.
You guys want to do a vote? Do you want to watch the RNC instead? I didn't realize that was happening now, and then I can do the topics later. So we just switch it up. Yeah, I heard his speech is going to be about unity.
And the potential of every American, which is why this platform was personally approved by President Donald J. Trump.
Okay, I'm going to update the title and thumbnail. We'll do the topics later.
So I hope you will join me to support this platform, that we will propel our party and America to victory this November and get Donald J. Trump back in the White House. I thank you. And please join me in welcoming back our awesome RNC chairman, Mike Whatley.
Thank you, Congressman Waltz. Now to the delegate from Michigan.
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I yield back
Something announcing at 3:30.
My time.
Okay.
And move the previous question on the resolution.
Without objection, the previous question is ordered. The question is on the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed signify by saying no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the chair and co-chair of the Committee on Permanent Organization. Please welcome Chairman J.L. Spray, National Committee man from Nebraska, and co-chair Jessica Milan Patterson, chairwoman of the California Republican Party.
Colonel Sanders, I have no idea, honestly.
The chair will now recognize co-chair Patterson for the purpose of offering a resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Jessica Milan Patterson, the chairwoman of the California Republican Party, and I offer the following resolution and ask for its immediate consideration. Resolved that the report of the Committee on Permanent Organization shall be considered as adopted. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it is my honor to yield my time to the chairman of the Committee on Permanent Organization, J.L. Spray from Nebraska.
Gotta update the thumbnail.
Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. Mr. Chairman Whatley, delegates, and distinguished guests, as the chairman of your Committee on Permanent Organization, I have the distinct honor to present to you the report of the Committee on Permanent Organization. I'd like to begin by thanking the members of the Committee on Permanent Organization.
I really just want to see Trump. There's the announcement of the VP and his speech. Somebody said at 3:30 he's going to do it, so that's a little less than an hour, 40 minutes. I'm going to try to confirm that time because I don't foresee myself watching the entire thing. The RNC event, by the way, is 4 days. 4 days. I just want to see the Trump thing. Let me see if anybody can confirm it.
The permanent chairman of the convention will be Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson of Louisiana. The committee further recommends that all other officers, including the temporary chairman and all the temporary officers whose names have been entered into the record of this convention, be made the permanent officers of this convention.
4:37 Eastern? Why 4:37? Why did it say 4:37? Why not 4:30 or 5 o'clock? 4:30. Is that a meaning? Is there a meaning behind the numbers? So if it's over an hour long, what we can do is we can just do the topics I said we were gonna do, and then we'll check back in at 4:30 something. We could do that. I don't think we need to watch this until Trump speaks, really. $4:37. Okay. Mine says 3:30, 4:30. Lord, look, mine. 4:20. Oh God! Let me try to look it up.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Gina Gore from Louisiana, and I offer the following resolution and ask for its immediate consideration. Resolved that those elected as the members of the Republican National Committee under the procedures of each state, American Samoa, the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Northern Mariana Islands,
Puerto Rico. Okay,
VP choice. He did confirm that he's going to make a VP choice today. He did confirm.
Yeah, the White House is doing something. They haven't started yet. We got a lot of things happening at the same time. It's 3:30 Central, so 4:30 Eastern. Thank you for the time. Okay, so I'm Eastern, so 4:30. I think we should let's do the topics then. Let's hang out, do the topics. We'll come back to the RNC to watch Trump. And this was supposed to have started, but they haven't started yet. So let's chill. Let's do the Trump thing. I mean the topics, and then we'll switch back. Oh, by the way, yeah, thank you, Wendy, for the 5 memberships. Appreciate that. Gracias. Let's do that. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So I had a few things first that were kind of funny and some of them not so funny before we get to the more topics. Vivek is out? Yeah, Vivek's not going to be. They're not going to pick him.
So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit.
I don't know if you guys had seen this from last night. Apparently, he almost said, "Make America Great Again."
Asking every American to recommit. To make America what it is.
Great again. That was kind of funny. And then more people turning up.
We all the club, y'all see what's happening.
Oh my God. The whole world is going crazy. Everybody's up in arms. What's up on the beat? Oh, even Kodak Black. I want to share this too. I think I saw this last night. It says rapper Kodak Black went online to attack fellow rapper Plies for slandering Donald Trump and alluding to the shooting being a hoax. A lot of people think, well, I don't know if it's a lot. A good amount. It seems like they think it's fake. And they think that Trump, when he went like this by his ear, that he sprinkled some ketchup on himself or squeezed a fake blood packet on himself. So Kodak's like, we ain't going for no Trump slander. You need to get off that ish. Trump did nothing to you. You're rich, just be rich. Just fall back, love. Because ish get mafioso, boy. That ish get mafioso, ain't it? We all banging Trump. Wow. So, as you know, you probably know, Kodak was given, I think, clemency or immunity by Trump, and he was able to get out of jail for whatever charges. And so Plies, he's known for that. I forgot what song. You kept me lost into the same, but never do as I'm. Is that one? I'm sprung or no? Hypnotized, shorty. I don't know. He was really popular back in the day. It's not sprung though. I don't know. So I did say thank you to Wendy. I did. Thank you, Wendy. How is anybody shocked that the media / political candidate has pushed hate for the last 8 years? Capitals have been rioted. Elections have tried to be stolen. White supremacy is back marching in the streets, etc. Signs have been there, but the ratings were too good for many to turn down. Can you only imagine the lies he's going to make up about this to the likes we've never seen before? Trouble just seemed to follow certain people. How long before they send out the email trying to raise money? MAGA just said on the news, how is this happening in their great country? Why is it so much hate? Maybe because you helped create it. They killed a shooter. You will never know who they were shooting at, but you can't never believe the compulsive liar. He didn't tell America to pray for Nancy Pelosi's husband. Oh, shit. And you know what's even more crazy? He was in the middle telling a lie right when this happened. Man, got tired of your shit, bruh. Remember, he was making fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband getting hit in the head with a hammer. God don't like ugly, bruh. So this is what Kodak had to say.
They say, yeah, go smack Plies. For what? Oh, Plies had to probably been there saying some more crazy ass shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know what's crazy? The niggas fucked up by Plies. But, like, we ain't going for no Trump slander, bro. You need to go ahead and tighten that down, bro. You to get off that shit, Plies. Like, Trump ain't doing nothing to you, man. You feel me? You rich, bro. You rich. Just for all that, love. Cause shit get mafioso, boy. Shit. That shit get mafioso, ain't it? A bit.
This I thought was just kind of really funny. Before we again move on to the more serious stuff, this guy Greg on Twitter said, please turn to page 325 of your textbooks. And this is page 325. It kind of took me back to when I was in school and you looked into your textbook and there was all these colorings and writings and all this stuff. It was implying it's going to be in the history books, but also, I don't think they have this nowadays, but back in the day, for some reason, all these books would have penis drawings on there. I don't know why they were doing it, but it was all over the books every time. I thought it was really funny. I kind of haven't watched this. I skimmed it a little bit, but kudos to this veteran for shaming Karen, who posted on Facebook that Trump's assassin should have been a better shot. Now, did this woman track her down at her job, or are they in a small town? What's going on here?
Are you Darcy Waldron? Yeah?
Waldron, yeah.
Okay, from Cayuga? And you think that the shooter should have been a better shot? Is that what you posted on Facebook?
Oh, shit.
I am at work.
You think that the shooter should have been a shooter, huh?
I am at work.
Yeah, I think that's pretty messed up. Pretty anti-American, if you ask me. As a veteran, I'm disgusted. What have you provided to this country? Huh? I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. You are ridiculous. And I'm making you famous.
Wow. Well, listen, if you're on social media posting and you have some of these people have their whole not on Facebook especially, not only do they have their job, hey, you can call my job here. Some of these people literally have their whole family tree linked. Like my mother here, my father here, my uncle, my brother. So you can literally, some of these people everything's just open. Whole family tree. Their job, everything. Some people even got their personal phone numbers right up in there. Some people, I don't condone this, like showing up at somebody's job, because it seems like that's what happened here.
Are you Darcy Waldron? Yeah?
Waldron, yeah.
Okay, from Cayuga? And you think that the shooter should have been a better shot? Is that what you posted on Facebook?
I am at work.
You think that the shooter should have been a shooter, huh?
I am at work.
Yeah, I think that's pretty messed up. Pretty anti-American, if you ask me. As a veteran, I'm disgusted. What have you provided to this?
Consider using Data Seal. protect their information. But actually, only that can only do so much, because if they scrub your information, but you're out here posting it, they can come get you. I screwed up one time like many years ago, and I had it on my LinkedIn, my job, and I was still kind of new to YouTube, and there was a scammer chick. I won't go into all the details, but she was scamming. There was a missing girl that eventually her stepfather murdered her, and she was making all these T-shirts, and she's like, "Oh, I'm doing it for the family," but it turned out she wasn't doing it for the family, and people were paying for all these shirts, and they weren't getting their shirts, and she was just keeping the money. So I called her out. It was this whole thing, but she found my job. She tried to get me fired. It didn't work, thankfully, but yeah, you got to be careful out there.
This country. Huh? I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. You are ridiculous. And I'm making you famous.
Be careful, everybody out there, on social media, Facebook or Twitter. I mean, you just never know. This was from Inside Edition. He posted this recently, but I wonder if Inside Edition. I think it's interesting about people talk about violence and stuff, but I've seen so many things portraying violence against Trump. And this was interesting. They had like a whole play.
It's an actor dressed to look just like President Donald Trump as he's assassinated on stage. Look, his character is stabbed to death. And there's no mistaking the Trump connection. Check out the unbuttoned overcoat and red tie that hangs over his waist. It's a staging of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar that is outraging many. The controversial production is taking place here in New York City's Central Park. The staging is being seen as a direct jab at Trump and the controversial political climate.
It's crazy. The closer and closer that we get, the crazier things are going to be. Trump needs to immediately fire anyone in his inner circle still pushing for him to pick someone like Tim Scott or Doug Burgum as VP. Anyone giving that advice is trying to get Trump killed or doesn't care if he is killed. Only choice now is Vance, which that's actually the speculation right now, that it's going to be Vance. They say that this guy Vance just left in his motorcade. This guy, J.D. Vance from Ohio. People are speculating that might be the VP pick. So Matt Walsh is saying Vance or Vivek or someone more repulsive to Trump's enemies. He cannot pick anyone that his enemies would want to have in power. Okay. Now, by now, it's years ago, but still, it's kind of just interesting. So everybody's seen this video. It's kind of crazy to see that, like, this guy.
I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place to support this ocean.
Crawl this way up.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions
That's crazy.
of people in our country. That
Look at this kid.
Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
He's
we
on
have
the roof. He's
drug dealers. We have people that
right
should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it.
Look at this shit. Still just crawling in.
You went right on the roof with that.
So wild to see that. Now, I haven't listened to this yet, but apparently I think this is another witness. So many witnesses saying they alerted police and Secret Service of a suspicious man on the roof with a gun. They did nothing. Unbelievable failure. The head of Secret Service needs to resign. And I'm gonna do that too, Albert. I'll definitely get to that. Thank you for reminding me. The head of Secret Service, apparently they're blaming
was a well-known, high-priority vulnerability.
Oh.
It was identified just the day before during a security walkthrough. We've also just learned that there were 2 counter-sniper teams on.
Hold on. We'll get to that. All right, let's check this out here.
Just take me back. What were you doing before the shooting happened, and then what did you see and hear?
I was just standing there like everybody else, waiting for Trump, and as Trump started, I noticed two officers that were looking for something or somebody. I was looking around myself and seen a guy on top of one of the buildings go in between one building to the next, and went and told the officer that he was up there. And when I went back to my spot, I heard that people could still see the person from where they were standing. So I checked that out, and I went back to tell the officer that if he came over there, he could see them. And when I turned my back is when the shots started, and then it took me a second or two to figure out exactly what it was. And then it was just getting out of there and helping some other person out with her child, and we got out, and that was the end of that. And I went and left, and that was all.
So more people kind of believing. We're getting to the sniper portion too. I was a sniper employment officer for my battalion and led hundreds of combat missions. There were major security lapses in the security plan that allowed a shooter to engage President Trump from 130 meters away. An easy shot. This is another picture to kind of give reference. And he says, how can a dude at a cookout spot a shooter before the detail? The far rooftop is an obvious firing position. Local police should have been deployed to secure it. Additionally, drones. And somebody mentioned that the other day. Like, why not have drones up there? Drones should have been monitoring. And this is one of the witnesses. We've seen this a couple times.
Who was here. You weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree. Binoculars.
Can you wear that hat until the election?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it's a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it,
but
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So How do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, you know, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof.
Shit.
Yes, right there.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions I think that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, you know, patriotic.
But what's the significance of her?
No, he asked me if I saw a horse.
Okay. All right.
All right. This person continues to say, too, there's a sniper team scanning the rooftop for threats, but the team only has long guns. You generally want a security element co-located with assault rifles that can engage much faster, especially within 300 meters. They couldn't engage fast enough. And we talked about this, too, how it was kind of weird.
And, you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
The reaction was like, he kind of looked up, like almost as if, I don't know, I'm interpreting as he noticed something or he realized, I don't know, and then shots coming, he comes back in. I don't know if it's at that moment or how long after.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
By the way, there is the whole 4chan thing. There's people saying, oh, there's a guy on 4chan. He's saying he's the cop and blah, blah, blah. And my name is so-and-so. I'm posting anonymously, but this is my name. And I'm the sniper that shot back and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't give me authorization or whatever. That's troll. All right. That's not the cop. Why would he post anonymously, but then post his name on an anonymous thing? Like, why would he not just post it himself on his own thing or whatever? And before we continue with the sniper stuff, there was a clip that I wanted to show, but what was it? We got to get into this too. I've heard people say that Secret Service doesn't need approval. They don't need permission. Oh, can I have authorization to shoot? NBC News reports that the roof where the would-be assassin shot from was a well-known high-priority vulnerability. Which to me is still shocking. How if they knew about it and they know that that's whatever, like why would they not be able to catch him before he shot? But again, Secret Service supposedly saying that's local law enforcement, and there's the whole thing with perimeters, which I'm going to show you a video, kind of like demonstrates it. But it says the counter sniper reportedly did not need approval to fire. That the roof where the suspect was located was a well-known high priority. Okay, how now, brown cow? It was identified just the day before during a security walkthrough. We also just learned that there were 2 counter sniper teams on site and that the counter sniper did not need approval to shoot, one source telling NBC News that prior protocols were not followed.
That the roof where the shooter was located was a well-known high-priority vulnerability. It was identified just the day before during a security walkthrough. We've also just learned that there were 2 counter-sniper teams on site and that the counter-sniper did not need approval to shoot, one source telling NBC News that prior protocols were not followed.
Okay. So this one here, this is one guy that says, I spent 14 years as a sniper, and yesterday what happened, I have no doubt in my mind that the shooter had help from somewhere within an agency, organization, or the government. The second I saw the photo of what they said happened, it made no sense to me. You guys tell me. We're going to do a poll towards the end of the sniper portion, and you tell me if you think it was an inside job. I got to grab something real quick. I'll be right back.
Yo, good morning. I keep getting asked about this, so I'm just going to let you know my opinion. I am talking about the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. And I know everyone's going to have some crazy opinion. Everyone's going to have a different opinion. It's going to be very wild for the next little while. But just if you don't know me or are new to this page, I spent just about 17 years in the military, just about 14 of which were at Tier 1 Special Operations unit called JTF-2. Our sniper team has the world record for the longest confirmed sniper kill. And a huge part of our job while I was there and while I was a sniper was doing close protection for VIPs up to and including the Prime Minister when he would go to dangerous countries like Iraq or Afghanistan. We would be in charge of that security. So I'm very familiar with the layout of these types of things and what the jobs should be. And yesterday, what happened, I have no doubts in my mind that the shooter had help from somewhere within an agency, an organization, or the government. The second I saw that aerial photo of what they were saying happened, it immediately made no sense to me. You cannot, in broad daylight, get onto a rooftop within, it looked like maybe a couple hundred yards, if that. You can't get into that position with a gun when there's a president speaking. It cannot be done. It's not like you don't even need to be a sniper to know that it's the most fucking obvious thing, an obvious place in the whole world. You could be a 7th grader, like, what do we need to do for security here? Well, let's look at these rooftops that are almost within zeroing range of a rifle. So it's something happened, and I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. It's too obvious that this guy had help getting there. So whether it's someone turned a blind eye or it was strategically planned, I mean, it had to be planned to a certain level because. I
guess that was it for that. There's another guy here. He says, former Green Beret Special Force snipers chime in.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to tell you why the shooting of President Donald Trump yesterday, without a doubt in my mind, was a planned and coordinated attack on the president inside our government, our local agency, or police force. Here's why. My name is Matthew Murphy, and I am a retired Green Beret, retired from Vids Special Forces Group, but I'm also a level 1 sniper, which means that I have graduated the highest level of training for snipers that you can do in special operations. We're trained, I'm going to avoid confidential or classified terminology. We're trained in assassinations and counter assassinations for the very reason, case in point, yesterday, the shooting of President Donald Trump. So, first of all, anywhere the president's going to go, there are teams from the Secret Service that go out days, if not weeks, if not months, before the president will ever be at that spot. And they do a site security assessment. And they do that with the local police forces and agencies to ensure that every potential security threat or vulnerability is secured and, of course, protected against. Now, this is done way before Donald Trump will ever get there, and they know every place that the president will be, and the sniper team especially is responsible for ensuring that no one can take a shot at the president. Now, that does not mean that the sniper team just sets up with their guns and scans the crowd and shoots. No, what they do, the most important thing they do pre-Donald Trump showing up, is within a 360-degree environment of that podium of the president, they ensure that there is not a place that is open that will be accessible by someone with a rifle to take a shot at the president. So they make sure those places are barricaded off, inaccessible, and heavily guarded, so there is no way you are going to get to the place where you could even shoot the president with a rifle before the president shows up. Then they scan the crowd and those places of the rifle just in case by some miracle you do. Now, you're not going to tell me, I don't care who you are, don't listen to the media, nonsense anyways, I think most of us know that by now, that some 20-year-old kid that looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in his mom's basement is trained on a gun, especially a sniper.
I know that whole thing. See, I don't really, just me personally, I don't really tend to like lean towards conspiracy stuff. you know. But I mean, stuff has happened, right, in history and all that stuff. But and I covered it yesterday. They said this kid, 20-year-old guy, went to some type of, he tried to get into a shooting club and was rejected because his aim was so bad, really bad. They said they thought it was like a danger. By the way, we're supposed to be at 4:30 p.m. Trump is. It says here, CBS the pick is in for Trump's running mate and will be announced on the convention floor at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So at 4:30 p.m., we still got a while to go. We'll check in with the convention, and I see you guys saying in the chat that that's who it is. Even though it hasn't been officially announced. We were talking earlier that people were already speculating it's the Vance guy from Ohio. I understand that people have a hard time conceiving it, right? How the hell did this kid, 20-year-old kid, pull this shit off? How? Oh, he does, Adria? I don't know. I don't know his story. I never heard of him before. Fox News reporting. Okay. J.D. Vance.
That some 20-year-old kid that looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in his mom's basement is trained on a gun, especially a sniper rifle like that.
And the thing, too, people have said, like, there's no... They've been looking for social media. So supposedly, so far, the only thing is some type of Discord account that wasn't even active. Shoot. Hasn't been active in months, and Discord deleted it, apparently. So that's kind of weird. You know, no social media for the 20-year-old so far that we know of. No knowledge of his, if he has any, political, besides the whole registered Republican and donated to some PAC, some whatever, Democratic PAC, $15.
Is a registered Republican, and then can access anywhere near the vicinity of that crowd, of that event, with him not dressed in a uniform and that sniper rifle. He was wearing American flag t-shirt and pants, and he had a rifle. You're going to tell me that that kid went through all the levels of security, somehow got into the closest building to the president, then accessed the rooftop of the closest building to the president, then had the time to unpack his rifle, lay down in the prone, and then take 5 to 8 well-aimed shots at the president before he was decisively engaged by the Secret Service's counter sniper teams or a local police department. I don't know who they were. Most likely police. You're going to tell me all that happened and a 20-year-old kid did that without it being heavily planned, coordinated, and people on the inside making it happen? There is absolutely no way possible that that kid was able to get up there and take those shots at the president without a lot of internal help. So someone in that local, or some people inside that local police department, agencies, or Secret Service is compromised and is a threat to our...
I wonder about that. Don't Ask Me says, nobody should have known this was a weak spot. So how would the young shooter get that information? I think it's the reason why people think he had help. And we're going to get to that too, because it doesn't take the entire Secret Service. All it takes is, it could just take one person, right? Somebody like hey, whatever. Even local law enforcement or whatever. Hey, this might be a good spot or something. All it takes is one person to kind of leak that info out.
Our president. So we need to stop worrying about that damn shooter and start worrying about who allowed this shit to happen. And
I'd be really concerned too if I was Trump. And I honestly say too, I mean, I think this should be like a learning lesson for everybody. Like even Biden. Like if I was him, I'd be kind of concerned too. Like what the hell? I'd step it up a bit, because there's people that hate Biden too. There's people that have turned on Biden ever since this renewed Israel-Palestine, even though that's been forever, but the October 7th attack, I believe. Ever since all that, a lot of people have turned on him and hate him too. And they hate each other. There's people that just hate both of them. Just like, F both of them.
President Trump, if you need an American to protect you who's actually good at sniping and stopping this crap, give me a call. I'll do it for free. Everybody have a good day. God bless.
All right. So this video, I wanted to skip kind of towards the end. It's the Discovery UK, so I don't want them to try to claim that. I got to be careful playing this. But this was with Reagan's assassination attempt. And at the end of this video, they talk about perimeters.
Had been made. The Secret Service relies on a perimeter system of protection. The outer is a preliminary check by local police. The middle.
So the outer, local police.
Has Secret Service agents searching for weapons.
And then there's the inner perimeter, and that's the final defense. It's the agents around the president.
Hinckley had penetrated 2 of the perimeters and fired at least 5 shots at point-blank range. The Secret Service had been trying for years to get metal detectors to screen for weapons.
Yeah. So that's why Secret Service, they're blaming this situation on local law enforcement, according to this article from the Post. Secret Service blames local police, says they were tasked with securing property surrounding Charles, PA. Now, for me, I mean, I guess I understand that supposedly that's how it works, but how can you just entrust? Like, you should go there and like double check, triple check they're doing what they're doing. Shit, maybe even have some extra guys supervising or just keeping an eye on local law enforcement, making sure that they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. The Secret Service blamed local police for failing to secure the rooftop, which the gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks attempted to assassinate Trump, insisting it was outside the perimeter the federal agency was tasked with protecting. Now, I don't know how far 130 yards is. Is that outside, inside? Is that the whatever? Instead of securing and patrolling the factory grounds of AGR International, located about 130 yards from where the stage was, the responsibility of local Pennsylvania police, it was theirs. Secret Service Representative Anthony Guglielmi said. So now we're pointing fingers, I guess. I mean, shit. If it's me, nothing against law enforcement, but like, you're the Secret Service. I wouldn't just rely fully. I mean, I guess at some point you have to kind of trust, but I'd have people kind of checking in, a couple extra guys, just supervising and making sure. The Secret Service was only tasked with covering the grounds where Trump's rally took place, with local police being recruited to assist those efforts and secure the area outside the rally. So I don't know how police are going to feel about this. I mean, the guy, the witness, the redhead guy, the way he seemed when he was talking, it's like he was talking about local law enforcement. Images of dead body on the rooftop. All right, let me see. How long is this video? Okay, we can check this out. I have to be careful with some of these channels, these news channels. Not a lot of them, but some of them will try to claim the video. Oh, shit. Horrible time to stop. Bro, she warns me about this shit, and I'm scrolling, and it's literally right there. Amazing. But neighbors living near Butler Farm showgrounds told the Post that they were never visited by any law enforcement agencies. Interesting. Neighbors living near Butler Farm. They were never visited by any local law enforcement or local or federal in the days before or during the rally. It's kind of annoying as people keep walking out there. Oh, they're doing something out there. So this map, sorry, let me turn the volume down on this thing. Somebody's outside my door working. Okay, so this is the Butler Farm show, Butler, PA. So neighbors are claiming like these motherfuckers weren't here. And they say this is an easy shot. I mean, it's such a clear vantage point. It's so hard for me to believe. I don't know what the other side looks like. So hard for me to believe that people wouldn't have an eye or be guarding these areas. Crazy. Now here's more to this. Good. Here's more to this. I saw this last night, and people were going crazy about this. Crazy! I almost was going to go live on now. But there's this one woman that people have kind of paid attention to, and they said her behavior is weird during the shooting.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there. She's not even freaking the fuck. Watch this shit.
I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people in that crowd were actually pretty calm. For the most, I mean, some people kind of ducked a little bit. Some people just kind of sat there. Some people did get down after a while. I don't know.
Watch.
What do you think?
Watch.
It is weird. It is weird. So I think people are kind of implying almost as if she was anticipating it or something.
She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She almost looked like she smirked or some shit.
Shots go off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are
I mean, the one guy here is just kind of chilling. Like, what? Really just still sitting up. But this guy goes into his phone, like he gets his phone, but then he puts it back, I think.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there.
I don't know. Let me see some of the comments. I saw it last night. So that thing got 12 million views. Oh my gosh. 12 million views. Oh yeah, see? Smiling and filming. Normal behavior in an active shooter situation. She 100% knew it was coming by her body language, and yes, she smirked as she started to filming. She's like, yes, I got it. I don't know. So people think she might be new or she had some type of insight. You know. Somebody used to interview this guy.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready? Move! Up, move! Go!
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here, move it to the stair.
Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready.
We ready? Are we good? Shooters down.
Sylvia was reminding me about Jonathan Odie. Trump getting killed. Let's see. Did he mention something about that? Jonathan Odie was this guy that, I mean, he did a shooting at, I think, Mar-a-Lago or something, and there was like an interrogation, and it was really, really weird, and people thought he was crazy, but then, and he was talking about Diddy, you know, the sexual escapades, and it turned out to be, like, true. And he mentions Trump or something like that, too. All right. So the Trump shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, bought 50 rounds of ammunition hours before the shooting. And the Secret Service also did not sweep the roof where the gunman Thomas opened fire at the former president. And we know, 20 years old, managed to get just 130 yards from where Trump was speaking. Crooks shot Trump in the ear with an RF-style rifle his father purchased legally. That's him right there. Wow, that's just crazy, man. Imagine he would have killed the former president. This guy. It's like the sniper was talking about. He almost looks like he's playing Dungeons and Dragons in his basement or something. And he got the multiple witnesses said they warned law enforcement that the gunman was crawling on the building, but didn't respond before he started shooting. Oh, wow. All right. Oh, and we're gonna get to this guy. There's a couple things. Wait for it. Corey, the firefighter that passed away. A little bit about the Destiny stuff, because there was a guy that was happy he's dead. There's actually a lot of people that are cheering his death, and I found a viral tweet that he made that's blowing up, and so we'll get to that. We will get to that. Let me check real quick, because they said that this White House thing had started. We got an hour left to the VP announcement, even though we already know, but just want to see Trump speak. Let me see if they said anything here regarding Trump.
Biden spoke directly to the American people about the urgent need to come together and lower the temperature in our politics. We must remember that while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We are fellow Americans, and we must stand together. We must stand together in the wake of an attempted assassination on the former President of the United States. Over the past several days, the President has been briefed regularly by key members of his Homeland Security team and senior law enforcement officials, and he has spoken directly to the American people. As President Biden has said, we are thankful the former President is not seriously injured, and President Biden, the First Lady, and the entire White House are keeping him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victim who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, and a hero who lost his life shielding his family. Our prayers are with Corey's family during this unimaginable time. The President spoke about an ongoing investigation, and as he said, we do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals are investigating those questions. We don't know his opinions or affiliations.
Right.
We don't know whether he had help or support or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals are investigating those questions. And we urge that everyone avoid jumping to conclusions. Let the law enforcement professionals do their job. But as President Biden made clear, what we do know is that a former president was shot in a senseless act of violence, and a fellow American was killed while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We must not go down this road in America. There's no place in America for this kind of violence ever. We cannot normalize this. Right now, the most important thing we can do is unite against this type of political violence and reject it. That's what the president is going to focus on. As he said last night, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important than standing together. Now, joining me today to answer your questions is Secretary Mayorkas. Normally would have done a gaggle because the president would have been on the road, but we wanted to make sure that we did this briefing, get it on camera briefing, and also have the secretary here to take any of your questions. So he has been alongside the president and the president's entire team as they work to get the answers for the American people. Secretary Mayorkas, thank you so much for joining us.
Ranch.
Thank you very much, Corinne. Good afternoon. At the very outset, I want to echo what President Biden said last night. Our entire administration is grateful that former President Trump is okay. Our hearts and prayers are with the family of Corey Comprator. We pray for the full and swift recovery of those who were injured on Saturday. We are thankful for the heroic agents of the United States Secret
thank you for
Service
that.
who so quickly and bravely
Sylvie, thank you. I'll play that video after this.
Responded to the threat at Saturday's campaign event. We unequivocally condemn in the strongest possible terms the violence our nation witnessed that day. Such acts are unacceptable in our country and in our democracy.
I almost just want to skip to the Q&A. Sometimes the reporters get spicy.
Both President Biden and former President Trump are constantly the subject of threats. We are in a heightened and very dynamic threat environment. The United States Secret Service, we, including the FBI and our other partners across the federal government, take the threats very seriously.
Trump just dropped the video on his YouTube page.
Support the president, volunteer for him, donate for him, and please, for the love of God, vote for him in November. Donald Trump was a success. The results were good, and we could have a growing economy and a peaceful world if we just bring back Donald Trump for round two. Trump's presidency was successful. Biden's has been a disaster. The American people get an opportunity to correct this in November, and I think we have to do everything we can to encourage them to make that correction. The country really needs it, and I think we really need to reelect Donald Trump.
I am proud that I have been an ally of Donald Trump's in Washington, D.C. I'm proud of the fact that I haven't tucked-tailed and run like so many politicians have.
Biden has been a failure, and when Donald Trump was a president, he was a success. The only way for us to fight back successfully is to elect Donald Trump in November.
Make America great again. Let's go and show them.
There it is. I guess Trump is still going to appear at 4:30, I guess. So when we get there, we'll just tune in for a little bit and see if he says anything. Oh, here's his family right now. Let's see.
Florida.
Florida, baby. Woo!
Florida. 125 delegates.
Madam Secretary, and everybody in this great city. On behalf of our entire family, and on behalf of the 125 delegates in the unbelievable state of Florida, we hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump. Hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for President of the United States of America.
I guess that was it.
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention, Florida, 125 votes, President Trump.
All right, everyone. So a big moment there on the RNC floor. So much going on right now. Day one out in Milwaukee right now as the RNC roll call vote there secures that nomination. A hearing from the family, Eric Trump, Don Jr. there as making it official, having Florida go over the top there in that ceremony. Trump winning the Republican nomination for president once again. So I want to continue to turn things over right now.
Okay. All right.
And adjust security measures.
Yes, we are. Oh, yeah, but we are.
Maintaining the safety and security of the president, the former president, and their campaign events is one of our most vital priorities. In light of this weekend's events, the president has directed me to work with the Secret Service to provide protection to Robert Kennedy Jr. Both prior to and after the events of this past weekend, the Secret Service enhanced former President Trump's protection based on the evolving nature of threats to the former president and his imminent shift from presumptive nominee to nominee. This includes enhancements related to securing the former president during the Republican National Convention this week.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I don't know why the Secret Service is like, no, we're not doing anything different. No, no, no.
I cannot discuss specifics of the protection or the enhancements made, as they involve sensitive tactics and procedures. I can say, however, that personnel and other protective resources, technology, and capabilities have been added. At the RNC, we have steadily increased implementation of significant physical and technical enhancements at every protective venue in support of protectees, including miles of anti-scale fencing, screening technology, and tactical support. We are also leveraging strong relationships across the law enforcement community, including agents and officers from Homeland Security Investigations, the Transportation Security Administration, and state and local law enforcement agencies, all of whom have been deployed at the convention. Since the attempted assassination of former President Trump, we across the government are focused with urgency to understand how it happened. At President Biden's direction, an independent review of the incident will be conducted, one that will examine the Secret Services and other law enforcement actions before, during, and after the shooting, to identify the immediate and longer-term corrective actions required to ensure that the no-fail mission of protecting national leaders is most effectively met. The men and women of the Secret Service have one of the most solemn and difficult jobs in government. Their work involves tremendous sacrifice, risk, and bravery. We saw those qualities in action on the stage at this past Saturday's event. With respect to the tragic event of Saturday, the FBI is leading the criminal investigation, which is ongoing. An independent review will be conducted to understand the facts regarding protection of the event and make findings and recommendations accordingly. I will therefore not be able to comment on the facts subject to investigation and review at this time. With that, I will take your questions.
Secretary, on that independent review, who will lead that independent review? What is the timeline for how long it will take to understand the failings that happened on Saturday? And will those findings be made public, or at least a summary of those findings be made public?
We are indeed in the process of selecting who will lead the independent review. The findings indeed will be made public. It is very important that we achieve transparency so that the American people have confidence in the work of the review and in its findings and recommendations. And we need to move with swiftness and urgency because this is a security imperative.
Sorry, Mr. Secretary, on that, does the President have confidence in the Secret Service director after Saturday's failures?
I have 100% confidence in the director of the United States Secret Service. I have 100% confidence in the United States Secret Service. And what you saw on stage on Saturday with respect to individuals putting their own lives at risk for the protection of another is exactly what the American public should see every single day. It is what I indeed do.
Good answer. Thank you, Secretary. Is the Secret Service stretched too thin?
The Secret Service in times like this calls upon other resources and capabilities to handle a campaign of this magnitude. This has been the case each and every presidential campaign. We draw upon resources not only across the federal government, but with state and local law enforcement. And I do intend to speak with members of the Hill with respect to the resources that we need.
And a few House Republicans have suggested that this was an inside job, that the administration or the Secret Service wanted Donald Trump to get shot. There are conspiracy theories proliferating online. How do you feel? How does the rank and file feel when they hear that?
So let me just say this. First of all, that is preposterous, and it is also dangerous to propagate rumors that are so unequivocally false and provocative. And as the president so powerfully said to the entire nation, we have to tamp down the rhetoric in this country. The rhetoric itself creates a threat environment that really is quite dynamic and evolving.
Mr.
Mr. Secretary, what concerns you about the fact there were witnesses who had identified a gunman on the building? There was local law enforcement assigned to that building, and of course the Secret Service having the overall responsibility. Where do you think a breakdown may have occurred? Is it because you had to rely on local law enforcement, maybe not having the kind of synergy you might need? Where do you see the breakdown with witnesses saying there's a gunman and action not happening fast enough?
There have been statements by many people with respect to what did and did not occur. We're going to let the investigation and the review deliver the factual findings, and will act upon those. We rely upon local law enforcement and other assets, resources, and capabilities every day. And we are incredibly proud to do so, and we're incredibly proud of the courageous law enforcement officers upon whom we rely.
In the time that you've been here, the former president has selected J.D. Vance. What can you tell us about the security for the running mate?
So the United States Secret Service, when a selection is made, will provide the appropriate level of security.
When you say we're in a heightened threat environment, what's the underlying reason for that? What can you tell us more about that?
So this is something that both Director Wray of the FBI and I have communicated publicly, both in hearings and outside the hearing context. The threat landscape is very dynamic, both domestically, with the rise of domestic violent extremism. The rhetoric to which one reporter referred only contributes to that. And of course, we have seen the foreign threat environment increase as well.
Jen. Thank you. You just said that you have 100% confidence in the Secret Service. Does the President share that confidence? Have you talked to him about it?
I will not speak for the President, but I know as a protectee, he's incredibly...
I'll speak to that when it's my turn. Go ahead.
Hi, Secretary. Thank you. Can you speak to any enhancements to the President's security for his trip to Las Vegas this week and other locations? I mean, how has that changed, if it's changed at all? And I have a second question as well.
So I'm not in a position to share particulars because we do not disclose tactics, techniques, and procedures. But let me say that adjustments have been made to the former President's detail, to the current President's detail, as well as to the Vice President's detail.
Social media companies, I mean, terms like deep state have been one of the most viral terms over the weekend on platforms like X, on Meta. Has there been any outreach to these companies from administration officials to try and stop the disinformation or kind of quell it in any way?
The rhetoric that we hear, we are very mindful of the First Amendment right that is one of the underpinnings of this country. And so the balance between respecting the First Amendment and actually rhetoric that can be addressed by these social media companies is something that we deal with on an ongoing basis.
Thanks so much. Law enforcement officials tell ABC News that the building where the shooter was on the roof was actually the staging area for the local police tactical team who was watching over the crowd. I understand you can't comment, you have an independent review, but why would the Secret Service not be tasked with overseeing that building with a direct line of sight at the former president?
Once again, I will not comment on...
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, that's kind of all the things that we've been talking about, the sniper guys that we watch talk about it, the picture, like the perimeter stuff. And supposedly they acknowledged that it was a vulnerability, so...
on specific
That's
facts or asserted facts with respect to the subject of the independent investigation, both the review and the FBI's criminal investigation. But remember something, that local law enforcement with whom we work all across the country, including, for example, at national security special events such as the NATO summit that concluded successfully. That is something that we do all the time. It's a very well-defined protocol and regime.
Was the local law enforcement in direct communication in real time with the Secret Service, or was there some sort of breakdown there?
Again, I'm not in a position to speak of particular facts of what did and did not occur on Saturday.
Mr. Secretary, would the President dismiss his Secret Service director if this investigation returns
findings of failures by that agency that could have been prevented?
I am not in a position to speculate, nor should I.
How is it that we are now about 48 hours out from this, just shy of that, and we still don't have any information on a motive? Is it that the investigators are withholding any information out of sensitivity to this heightened threat environment that you mentioned, or the political events that are happening right now?
So remember something, that the assailant is deceased. He was shot and killed by the United States Secret Service. The ability to identify a motive is something that, in this situation, is a result of extensive and intensive investigation. And so it is, in fact, only 48 hours after the tragic events of Saturday. And you will recall, I think, in the very, very tragic shooting in Las Vegas quite a number of years ago, because of the fact that the assailant then was shot and killed, a motive was not identified at all.
A motive there, Mr. Secretary. Are you suggesting that we might never find one?
I'm not suggesting anything. I just cited that as an example of the difficulty in identifying a motive.
And one more, sir. At least 8 Republican lawmakers have blamed President Biden for this. An additional 21 blamed Democrats, the left, and the media critical of Trump for driving the rhetoric that led to this outcome. How does the White House respond to that blame coming from some Republican lawmakers?
I will let Corinne answer that, but I think the president's comments with respect to the rhetoric that we need to tamp down in this country is responsive.
Mr. Secretary, you've said that there was a failure here. There's a criminal investigation up and running. What is taking time for the independent investigation to be up and running? And it didn't sound like you were giving a timeline of when that will occur.
We're going to commence the independent review as quickly as possible. We are going to be reaching out very, very shortly to individuals who will hopefully lead that independent review, and I will communicate to those leaders the need for swiftness of action in light of the fact that we are dealing with a security protocol.
But if that's the case, is this like days, weeks? What is your sense of timing of when this review will be up and running, given the security
days?
To follow up on Matt's question, you say an independent review, you're reaching out to people who will lead that. Are you talking about people outside of government?
To the type of outdoor events that will be coming up in the next, 4 months of campaigning for candidates on both sides?
We are constantly.
I think we can move on from this for now. Let's move on. Let's keep it moving. Let's see, 348. Okay. I don't know if this is true. I meant to show you guys this the other day. This guy's from Fox, and apparently the would-be assassin worked at a nursing home down the road from his family's home. How nice. That's so nice. Supposedly. Now, this was big news earlier today. Judge Eileen Cannon has dismissed the classified documents against Donald Trump. Says Jack Smith's appointment was unconstitutional. Holy moly, he's catching some W's. The superseding indictment is dismissed because the special counsel Smith's appointment violates the Appointments Clause of the United States of the Constitution. So we caught a W. This was the whole thing about him, I think after he left the White House, he was accused of illegally retaining classified government documents after leaving the White House in January 2021 and trying to withhold them from the government officials. This was a whole big drama thing. I think we even covered the documents at one point, and there was pictures of the documents and stuff. So the ruling, which also tossed criminal charges faced by Trump's valet, Walt Nauta, a Mar-a-Lago worker, Carlos de Oliveira, was issued hours before the start of the Republican National Convention. So he's lucky. Trump still faces 3 other pending criminal prosecutions. One of those, the federal court in Washington, D.C. The Republican is accused of crimes related to his efforts to undo the 2020 election loss to President Joe Biden. Okay. This is more what we talked about earlier. No TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Doesn't seem believable. A lot of people having a hard time with that. I don't know if I want to touch this. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, man. Okay. Shit, where do I start with this? Yesterday there was... Should I start here? Yesterday there was drama with Destiny. And he did an interview. He did an interview with this guy named DGG Vault, Destiny. Destiny's this huge online streamer, political commentator. And he was saying, basically, he was kind of happy that Corey got shot and killed because he's conservative and he was attending the rally and he was like, whatever. And so I was kind of looking last night and I found Corey's the firefighter that got killed. I found this viral post. It went viral after his death, obviously. And it got 20.2 million views. And it says, they'll get over it. The Japanese did. And you might be wondering, well, what is he talking about? So when you scroll up, it says, this is a post from Piers Morgan, October 28th, 2023. Obviously after the October 7th attack in Palestine, Israel. And so where are the Palestinians going to live when the war is over? So many of their homes are being destroyed. Does Israel have an answer? Does it care? And, they're showing these graphic images, and Sky News posted over 1 million people have fled their homes in Gaza, with many following Israeli warnings to evacuate to the south. And so he put, they'll get over it. The Japanese did. And when he says the Japanese did, he's referencing the atomic bombs, Hiroshima. And yeah, that's a pretty bad post. And so people are flaming. I was scrolling this last night. Imagine 20 million views. And somebody here said, let this tweet be a warning to others. Karma is real. God don't like ugly. Rest in peace. I mean, I don't know, man. Once somebody's deceased, they're deceased. Try to let it go. But these people they're very upset. They are really poor comments. And so people are going so hard. They say your family will get over it soon too. Everyone dies. People don't be like this guy. So, it's really, really nasty. It's karma comes back for you. This didn't age well. Your family can forget about it too. The Japanese did. Really bad. We'll tell your family to get over it. You were an op. Who would have thought? Crazy. That guy Forgado's comment should have been left. Destiny is a cuck. I mean, that's the story. That's the story behind him. I mean, I know some people probably don't know the story. That is the story with him and his wife and sleeping around, open relationship and whatever. So anyway, he did an interview,
and I'm feeling certain kind of way about it. Okay, I don't. And you can call me soy all you like, right? But just because the other side, like Trump, jokes about Pelosi's husband getting hammered by a guy with a hammer and things, just because that side engages in that kind of behavior and that kind of rhetoric and that kind of we can joke about the bad things that happen to them, I don't think that makes it okay for us to turn around and do the same. And in fact, I think that's one of the reasons we are at this point that we are in this country.
No, I reject that. No, we need to, that needs to stop. The whole idea that the reason why we're here is because liberals and the left just haven't cucked out enough. The reason why we're here, the reason why we don't have our Supreme Court justice, the reason why Trump has to get criminal immunity to survive his court case is because the left just isn't kind enough. Nah, I'm over it. I'm super over it. My only regret is that the guy didn't spend more time. Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying.
That is not what I'm saying.
Hold on. You're saying we're here right now because the left is turning the temperature too much. No, we're here right now because Trump is insane, because he has support from 90% of the conservatives in the Republican Party who are entirely un-American. Whatever happens, happens. I don't give a At this point, my only regret is that the guy didn't spend enough time practicing first.
Holy
it is insane how much conservatives get to set the standard on all the conversation in this country. It's absolutely insane. We're supposed to jump up and feel sad that the guy who is one of the most divisive presidents in all of history got shot at? Give me a break. Please give me a fucking break.
Okay, one person is dead who isn't Trump, right, who got shot out. Someone in the crowd that was...
By the way, in case you missed this yesterday, let me just play this clip real quick about his comments on the firefighter that got shot.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude. The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter.
Bro, he said, even if you're a fan of me and you're on the other side and you get blown away, you get killed, I'm laughing at your ass. Wow. But a lot of people started agreeing with Destiny after this post from last night. There's a lot of, they're cheering on this guy's death, I guess, after this post. It's a mess. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to the interview.
Just going to a rally who got murked by this guy, and two others are in critical condition. I think it's okay to show a little empathy, don't you?
You're right. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't know somebody else died. What state was this in?
Pennsylvania. My state.
Swing state voter. Sorry, what?
Okay. This is the problem, right? It's not the only problem we have, but it's absolutely a problem when we think it's okay to joke about people getting because they are political opponents, right? And it's a swing state voter. That's bullshit. And this idea that we see the other side as this enemy that cannot be redeemed, that it's okay to joke about violence with, it's okay to make these asinine statements, is one of the reasons that someone thought it was okay to take a shot at a contender for the presidency of the United States. We have opened up this Pandora box. We are lighting a fire that we will not be able to control. And it won't be just the people, the people who get burned won't just be the ones that we think deserve it. It's going to burn a whole lot of others. We're starting an inferno.
It's already burnt. Dog, it's already burning. What are you talking about?
That doesn't mean we throw wood on the fire and help it.
You're standing in a house on fire and you're like, well, hold on, guys. Like, it might get pretty hot here if you actually turn the temperature up just a little bit. Listen, in the United States of America, no one citizen is greater than any other citizen. Donald Trump wanted absolute criminal immunity. I think this guy should get at least presumptive immunity until we've looked into a little bit, why it is he shot at him. Oh, he's dead now, so I guess we can't. Or no, wait, who died? It was a voter instead. It wasn't the actual shooter. Who knows? Maybe the guy thought he was acting in his official capacity as some servant to the United States or something.
Look, here's the deal.
I don't know if he's trolling some of the stuff he's saying, because whatever it doesn't just killing somebody it's not justifiable. For whatever was on his head. I saw when he was making all these crazy remarks yesterday and he was streaming and stuff, at some point he was trending on Twitter, so maybe that's his goal as well, just to trend and shit.
Don't know what the motivation of the shooter was. I can't speculate on it. It could be someone on the left. It could be someone on the right, like a Fuentes type who thought Trump didn't go far enough, right? And that was betraying them. It could be a Hamas guy who's like, oh, look at Trump. He wants to help Israel too much. We don't know, and we could just speculate. But what I will say, right, is yes, just because you're correct with it.
This is how it really feels?
Fire burning right now, but that doesn't give us leave to throw more wood on it. What we should be instead is trying to tamp down, to turn the temperature down. And I understand that the other side is going to be assholes about this, who are going to make all these jokes, and that's okay. That's why they lost in 2020, because they went too extreme, right? And that's why they're going to continue to lose in the future, because they're the ones that everyone sees as the bad guys. So if we start to engage in that same type of rhetoric and that same type of behavior, people will not be able to see the difference between us and them, and we will lose that political edge. So even just from a strategic, not throwing morals out the window here, even from just a strategic point of view, it's a dead end. It's a way that it's a race to the bottom, and it's going to hurt us electorally, and we should stop doing that. Look, I get it, right? I get it. It's annoying.
Just to be clear, we didn't win 2020 because they went too extreme. We won 2020 because Trump his handling of COVID up so bad that it motivated voters on the Biden side and it demotivated some voters on the Trump side. Don't forget, Trump got the second most amount of votes in all of U.S. presidential.
Might have been COVID. Maybe. I think people were just offended about the things he was saying during those press conferences. We've never dealt with anything not in our lifetime. dealt with something like that. I mean, they had some smaller stuff, I guess, but I think these people are more bothered by the things that Trump said than COVID. But I mean, I don't know, I guess you could argue that.
Election history, okay? Only behind Biden in that election. So the idea that
they
got too radical, they got too radical, they got too extreme, and it turned off voters is absolutely bull. No, it's not. Trump has only gotten more radical since that election, and he's polling better than he was last time. You think Trump is moderated?
No.
You think Trump has gotten less radical? Do you think he has less support? Do you think that? So that's the issue. The issue is that the Democrats have gotten more radical.
Too. This idea that there's only one issue that was because of this one single thing and this one single incident like COVID that was what cost us the election is bullshit. That contributed, absolutely. But if it wasn't also for the extremism and rhetoric and the just dislikability of Trump, I don't think we would. We might have lost it. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't prove a negative. I can't go back in time, right? But when we come out to 2024 coming up, right? And so first of all, I think we just lose. I think this shooting just that's ball game. I think we lose. Like, so that shooter cost us the election. It's done.
What?
Right? Have you seen some of these photos coming out of Trump with his fist in the air and the American flag behind him and the Secret Service around him? That's ball game. We're done. So that shooter, he didn't.
I don't agree with that. I feel like it's strengthened a lot of people that are voting or support Trump to see that. I don't think it's had a real negative effect. I mean, I could be wrong. The one thing the people that think the whole thing was faked or something, like the whole, like it was staged, the shooting. One of the things that I've seen these people mentioning is that, like, oh, why would he put his fist up in the air and like he was shot at and blah 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 and it's fake and it's a photo op and blah, you know.
Shoot Trump, but he shot our chances in 2024.
I already told you. I thought he should have spent more time practicing first. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, if he had, oh my God, if he had actually Trump, that would have been, I don't know if our nation, like, that would have been a monumental disaster. There would be sectarian violence in the streets at that point.
That would be crazy. Like, what do you think they'd try to do? An insurrection? Holy shit. That would be wild.
Oh, you think January 6th was like an insurrection? It was. But imagine that going through the streets just in general across America. Like, imagine the 2020 riots, but it's right-wingers who actually do know how to shoot.
Yeah, okay? And you think that all the Trumpers were just going to go home if they lost the next election?
Man, I don't...
There's some new info apparently that came out. Ali tagged me. New details on Trump shooting suspect. Dad called police after the shooting that his son and AR rifle were missing. Investigators say suspect's phone does not reveal a motive. A dozen or so guns found in the family home. Interesting. I wonder. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to try to get... It depends how these parents maybe... depends on the local laws and how they store their guns or whatever. I mean, he was 20, but it wasn't his guns. I don't know. Could they... Well, it's different, I guess, somewhat from Ethan Crowley, but I just wonder if they'll come after the parents eventually.
I don't know. But
depends on his history.
Okay, well, we should just we should keep living in the world of I don't know. Like, while we're sitting in the corner, in our little cuck chair, watching the bull, our country, okay, Lady Liberty going, I don't know if he's going to get her or not. I'm not sure. Well, let's just wait and find out. Well, Trump continues to turn the dial up on all of the rhetoric, while the conservatives continue to be absolutely unhinged, while they continue to deny every single facet of reality, while they continue to move on a crash course in destroying this country. At this point, like I said, I don't really give a. You have a guy running for office whose only way out of criminal indictments that were charging him with essentially insurrection was to ask the Supreme Court for absolute criminal immunity for his actions. Okay, I'm beyond giving a at this point. All right, it's wild. It's unhinged. I'm not to my dude.
One of the problems here is one of the reasons that Trump was so successful and got so many involved. And one of the things that has
conservatives are evil. That's the only impression that they have of him. Being nice and not turning up the temperature only works when the other side is perceiving that. But the right, the communicators, the pundits have all failed in their messaging because you've got the entirety of the Daily Wire, all of Fox News, all of these political pundits are on their knees slurping up every ounce of they can suck from Donald Trump's wilted cock. So even when Biden is doing things like, oh, look, well, we're being nicer or we're trying to be bipartisan, they don't even see it. So what the the point?
Because what you're doing is you're giving them ammo. It's one of the reasons
they don't need ammo, dog. They've got unlimited ammo from all of their pun. They invent ammo. They literally ammo.
But that
They
is
make
less
ammo out of
effective.
nothing.
Look, I agree with you that there's a group of people who are just lost. That no matter
Correct.
what we
Wait,
say
wait.
or do.
Do you agree that that group of people is about 50% of the country?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's not.
What percentage do you think it
30,
is? Just curious.
30, 20, 30. It's a
Even
large
if it was
amount.
30% of the country, dog, that's over 100 million people.
That's a lot of
Hello?
people. Because
that's a lot of people.
But it's not insurmountable because we have elections in
That's
this
pretty
country.
insurmountable, my dude.
Oh my God.
Hitler. Do you think it was 30% of the population? That's like 5% is insurmountable almost. What do the conservatives always say? We only need 3% of the population to start a revolution.
I don't give a what those conservatives who don't know nothing say. I'm telling you
Well, you
what
probably
we're
should, because they
seeing on
represent
the
half of
ground.
the voting base in this country. It's probably pretty important to listen to them, I think. They kind of dictate like half of where the country heads.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Anyway, so the host of this interview, his name is DGG Vault. I don't know if you like him. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. And the other person is Destiny. You could just type his name in and it'll pop up. DDG. Okay. All right. Destiny. Okay, I guess we're over that. There's this other video that I wanted to play. I guess we're almost to the end. I don't know if Trump's going to say anything at 4:30 or not. It's already official and announced. And also, somebody in the chat earlier said Trump's not doing the speech today. I think they said like the third day or something of the event. So, there's a couple things. So, this YouTuber has 11 million, almost 12 million subscribers, Demolition Ranch. And he said the Trump shooter was wearing my shirt.
I'm sure there will be a lot of people watching this video who do not know me, who are new to this channel, and are just checking in based on recent occurrences. So, for those who are new, for those who do not know me, my name is Matt Carricker. I am a Texas-based YouTuber, and this is my YouTube channel. Demolition Ranch is a firearms-centered channel. I also have Off the Ranch Matt Carricker channel, which is a blog-type channel. And then I'm also a veterinarian, and so I have Vet Ranch, which is a veterinary-centered channel. And across the board, across all of my videos, we really don't talk about politics at all. We keep politics out of it. For one, it's not my bread and butter, but also I don't feel the need to impose my political views and beliefs on other people. And so we generally just stay away from the topic of politics. However, we were obviously kind of thrust into the conversation after last weekend. So before I go any further, to the family of the victim who died during the Trump shooting, man, I'm so sorry for your loss. It's terrible, and I hate that happened to him and to you guys. And wishing you guys the best from here. That's the worst. For those who were injured in the shooting as well, wishing you guys a speedy recovery, praying for pain-free recovery for you as well, both physically and mentally. I can't imagine. So, as a lot of you guys know, and we were shocked and confused to find this out, the shooter who tried to assassinate Trump was wearing merch from my channel, wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt.
Oh, so what? Who said this? Albert said this to me. When I saw the post, because I checked out his Twitter, I thought he was just wearing a shirt that he just wears. I didn't think it was his merch. I thought it was like, oh, I have this shirt, and somebody else just happens to be wearing the same shirt. Oh, the shooter was wearing merch. Wow, that's crazy. Matt is like his dad, a veterinarian. Oh, cool. A veterinarian. I said veterinarian, sorry.
And that sucked to see that. Yeah, that's
crazy.
That was rough. So this t-shirt, we also own a t-shirt company. It's based out of my hometown right here. And my friends work there, and we make these shirts. We print them here in Texas. and ship them all over the world. I've seen my shirts in every continent. I got a picture like 2 weeks ago of a guy wearing my shirt in Antarctica. And so we don't vet the people who buy our shirts, obviously. It'd be impossible to, just like Nike doesn't vet who buys their shoes. I wish I could. I would love to keep people like that from buying, wearing, being associated with that article of clothing. Like, I wish he couldn't get a shirt. But it happened. And I think the difference in, you know, a gunman wearing a pair of Nike shoes and a gunman wearing my t-shirt is this brand is much more personal to me than Nike is to its executives. And so to see my name next to the shooter's name, oh, it sucks. And I wish we could keep that from happening. So no matter what side you're on politically, none of us want violence. This channel was never meant to incite violence or hate. It never has, it isn't, and it never will be a channel that does that. I don't want any violence or hate anywhere around me. I have a wife and little kids. I want them to be safe and secure forever. And the videos I put out, I want to make sure that is the same for everyone who watches my videos, that they aren't in any more danger because of my videos, of course. And I know you guys know that. I have 11 million subscribers who have been watching me for over 10 years and know that I am not that kind of person. This is mostly for the people who are just tuning in to see if I am.
Somebody said, CL said, background checks on merch.
A guy that is trying to make people do stuff like that. So I am not. Obviously, I don't have to explain that to you guys who know me, but I feel like I might need to say that for those who don't. This channel is not about violence. This channel will never be. And we never would condone that at all. I hate that. It's a weird deal. And yeah, I have news articles calling me, asking for interviews, asking what I know about the shooter, asking if I've ever had any communication with the shooter, if I've ever met him. No, he bought a shirt online and unfortunately wore it that day. Anyway, wishing the best for everyone affected by this. Obviously, the way I'm affected is nothing compared to the way some people are affected by this. So I'm not trying to take anything away from them. But yeah, just kind of letting you guys know. I wanted to tell you guys who know me that we're here, we're still going. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not what we stand for. And it will never be what we stand for. And we're going to keep trucking. When you're watching a CNN article and it says 3 names, the shooters, Trump's, and mine.
Bruh.
That was not on my 2024 bingo card. So, yeah, I'm going to end this video. Let's move forward. And thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. And most of all, thanks for the support. I love you, and I'll see you next time.
Demolition Ranch. Okay. I saw some people leaving him tweets too, like trying to connect them somehow to the shooter. I don't know. I'm not surprised with these people anymore. So, we're almost to the end. Trump confirms that a chunk of his ear is gone. Details more injuries he received during an interview with the New York Post. Trump says he was hit so hard by the Secret Service who rushed to protect him that his shoes fell off. So some people were wondering, why is he asking for his shoes? How did shoes even come off? Blah, blah, blah. Trump says that Secret Service, they hit him. And he's probably wearing dress socks and probably just, came off. The former president said he wanted to keep speaking, but he obviously had to leave. The Post says a small chunk of Trump's ear is gone, which was protected by a white bandage during the interview. If they find that chunk, they might be able to, preserve it and sell it or something. Trump also showed the Post a large bruise on his forearm that he got from hitting the ground. They took him out with one shot right between the eyes. They did a fantastic job. Trump said he'd be attending the funeral of Corey, who lost his life at the rally. Trump also praised the attendees at the rally for staying calm. I love them. They're such great people. And I've never heard of this guy, but there was somebody named Morning Joe on MSNBC. They took him off the air this morning over concerns the host would go off rails. I never heard of this guy, but a friend of mine said that he's kind of somebody that's he spews more hatred towards Trump than anyone. So I guess maybe they decided for the morning to take him off, put somebody else on the show. Oh, there's another thing we got to look at that Albert sent me, a timeline video. There it is. Let me pull this up over here. The Secret Service had 2 minutes warning as the shooter got on the roof with his rifle and aimed at the president. Onlookers raised the alarm, told security that crooks had climbed on the roof. Okay, let's check it out.
Look, they're all pointing.
He was doing his job. I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with a gorgeous ocean.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, you see him? He's laying down. You see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And son, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here. And it's much tougher than if it happened. We have the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we're the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You know.
So I was wondering, that video with him climbing the roof was only 40 seconds. I wonder how they knew that he was. How do they know the video timeline coincides with him still talking? Like, did they reach out to the person?
Mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring. I try and explain that. Oh, there's a wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at
Chef Lady says about that broadcaster, he hates Trump like there's nothing else. I never seen the guy. Maybe I'll check it out, see what he has to say. My mom likes him, unfortunately. I begged her to change the channel.
So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in
matched audio. Thank you, Albert, for stating the obvious. Matched audio.
Recorded history into our country.
Thank you.
And then
that's dope.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably
there you
20
go.
million people.
There you go.
And you know, that's a little bit over that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that says, hey,
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
We got breaking news. Coming in. Shots fired. Seems to be shots fired at the Trump rally.
Oh my God. I hope it's not graphic. I don't know what they're gonna show, but you could tell they're pointing towards somebody that was shot. Maybe that's Corey. Look, they're pointing over here. In the head.
We need to go live right now.
I wonder if that's about him.
We are live right now at the Trump rally.
I don't know if that's Corey or not, because there's other people shot.
We don't know if President
Probably,
Trump
might
has
be.
been shot. We know he hit the ground. We do not know if President Trump has been shot. He's up. He's up.
dealing with this. Like a movie, right?
Breaking news right now. This is Vanessa Broussard. Reporting to you live from Butler, Pennsylvania. We hear shots fired at the rally not 10 to 15 minutes after President Trump arrived. He hit the ground. Unheard of yet if he has been hit by gunfire. Secret Service quickly erupted.
We can see the guy there.
The snipers on the building behind the...
I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead.
Oh, that's it. Okay. That was a really cool video. I guess Milk Bar TV made that. I wonder how much time it took them to line up all the audio. That's incredible that they were able to do that and give like a timeline or an estimated delay, like how long it took for them to react, which this, I think they said 2 minutes. Wow. It is Corey. Soon, Senator J.D. Vance, formally nominated as... I mean, he's already been nominated. I don't know if you guys just want to wait a few more minutes to see at 4:30 if they... supposed to be some type of announcement. Even though it's everywhere already. Let me see what else we got. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, I mean, so the same guy, this Morning Joe, MSNBC's Morning Joe, I don't know what this has to do with the story, but they say that he quietly sold his Florida home and downsized to a nearby townhouse. The hell, that shit look... that big ass home. MSNBC's power couple, Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, quietly sold their Jupiter, Florida home and downsized to a charming townhouse in the same neighborhood, according to the property records. 5-bedroom. The former residence of sprawling 5-bedroom, 3-bathrooms property, 3,400 square feet. They bought it for $1.2 million in 2018. The same year they tied the knot. Okay, before the... Right. Scarborough already had a unique setup with a remote studio in the home from which they broadcast. More recently, Monday, following Saturday's attempted assassination of Trump, the pair yanked their flagship talk show off the air. The left-leaning network feared that one of its fiery anti-Trump guests might make a controversial comment. After the 2023 home sale, the couple opted for a more modest 3-bedroom. That's okay. Who cares? I mean, I don't know about the house. All right. Can you imagine what... I didn't think about this, bro. The debates in the future. This person said, can you imagine what the debate between Vance and Harris will look like? To see Harris debate, Tulsi Gabbard obliterated her. So once upon a time, there was some type of debate. JD Vance. I don't know much about him. They did say he has a book. Somebody said there's a movie too or something. Let me see who this guy is. Just look a little bit into him. Trump's pick. Now, one of my friends messaged me and told me that he was a never Trumper at one point. I haven't looked into that, but if that's true, sometimes, I mean, people can change their opinion. But it's kind of hard to sometimes, I don't know. So he was born in August 1984, August 2nd, Middletown, Ohio, and is best known as the author of Hillbilly Elegy, a best-selling memoir of his experiences growing up as a member of the white working class. that was published as the United States was rolling with division over the upsurge of the populist support for Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. A lawyer, a venture capitalist, Vance parlayed the success of his memoir into a political career. He was elected as a Republican to the U.S. Senate in 2022, representing the state of Ohio. So he was born in James Donald Bowman. He was born James Donald Bowman in Middletown. Wait, did he have a different name or something? He changed his name? Vance was born James Donald Bowman in Middletown, a small Rust Belt city in southwestern Ohio. His parents, Don and Bev Bowman, came from Scottish. He was an elder half-sister, or he has an elder half-sister, Lindsay, to whom Bev gave birth a few weeks after graduating from high school, young. When James was a young child, his parents divorced. His mother later changed his middle name to David. And, oh, that's the whole J.D. Vance. Oh, okay. So James Donald, but then the mom changed his name to Vance, and so J.D. Vance. That makes sense. Okay. As a surname, his mother struggled for years with drug and alcohol use disorders, and Vance was raised mostly by his maternal grandparents, who relocated to Middletown from the Appalachian region of eastern Kentucky. His family was one of numerous families in Middletown Appalachian roots. After graduating Middletown High School in 2003, Vance enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. During his service in the Marines, he was deployed to Iraq to serve the Iraq War. He later attended Ohio State University, where he received a bachelor's degree in political science and philosophy in 2009. He studied Yale Law School, earning a law degree in 2013. And he worked for a multinational law firm, Sidley Austin LLP. Okay, so there's this hillbilly elegy. I guess it's about his life. Paints a bleak picture of life in those communities, describing an environment of poverty was a family tradition for many people. He relates to the substance use problems and domestic violence were commonplace, and that hopes for a better economic future were in short supply. Alongside Vance's harsh descriptions of his childhood, however, are striking memories of his grandmother, Mama, to whom he pays special tribute to for providing the stability that he needed at home and for encouraging him to rise above the difficult circumstances. Okay. Interesting. All right, it's almost 4:30. We just want to kind of stretch the stream out to see if they, I don't know, if they're going to do something there.
Answer, and so perhaps Corinne will reach out for another question, because as I mentioned before, I cannot speak to what did and did not occur.
Oh, it's a movie, right?
Are the subject of an independent review, or will be, and also a criminal investigation is underway.
In that case, is there any progress on cracking into the suspect's cell phones?
Same answer.
So what do you tell them?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you for coming to this briefing. You said
the kid's 20 years old. I mean, I guess some kids don't have social media. I mean, I say kid, he's 20. He don't got no social media on his phone. Facebook, Insta. Oh, shoot. Donald Trump Jr. just told MSNBC reporter to get lost after he started lying about Trump. Okay, let's check it out. Some drama at the convention.
Your father, as president, I think you would even say was a divisive figure. What's it going to look like in the second term?
I don't think he was a divisive figure at all. I think the media created divisiveness around him. They lied about Russia collusion. They said he was a traitor. They went after him in every which ways possible. If the media actually starts being an honest broker, talking about the things that he did, the prosperity he brought, the peace deals that he signed around the world, rather than the disaster that we're living right now, I think you'd do everyone in the country a big favor.
I know immigration's important to him. I covered the family separation crisis closely. We continue to see policies like separating 5,000 children deliberately from their parents.
Well, what about who's putting him in cages, though? Who started the cages shit? Was that Trump or was that Obama? I might get it wrong. I don't know. Was that even true? I don't know. It's true. Obama built the cages. But at the border. But Trump's zero tolerance immigration policy had no precedent. Yeah, he was putting them kids in cages first. What?
You mean the Obama administration?
You know they didn't do that, sir.
Okay, sure.
Will there be a second family separation policy?
It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
What is that?
Oh, he just told him to get out of here. Oh, man. I might have to check out that guy, Joe, whatever. Just curious to see what he has to say. Completely unrelated, but something so gangster. The judge for a Young Thug trial has been removed. Removed. That trial is a shit show. They even arrested Young Thug's attorney at one point, or held him in contempt, and he had to go to jail during the weekends while still being on trial. Wow. So does that mean the case is over? Like, does he get to go home, Young Thug, or they swapping somebody out? Did Clinton really start? Clinton started the cage as Obama made them better. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. What is that? It's 4:30. Let's see if they're going to do anything.
Yes, but I do want to say the director is working hard to examine.
I'll give it a few more minutes. If not, then we'll call it. If there's any chases tonight, it'll be on the second page. I did a members live earlier today, talking about the upcoming schedule of events, sentencings, like Nikolai Miu. Karen Reed's thing is next week. What else we got coming up? July 22nd next week. Oh, Alexi Treviso too. Something with Alexi is happening. Okay. I don't think anything this week though.
The direct independent review, if that's what the president asked for, direct the Secret Service to provide Donald Trump and all other protectees the resources needed to ensure
good.
safety and order the.
I'm tired of hearing about this lady already. Let's see if there's anything new. We have anything new? Oh. Elon Musk says X usage hit another all-time high yesterday with 415 billion user seconds globally. The user seconds reached 93 billion, 23% higher than the other previous 76 billion in a single day. Wow. I just got monetized on Twitter the other day, or today actually. It was official. So a definite pause on his RICO trial. Wow. Mama mia. Young Thug, I guess he can go home. Or do they send him back to jail? He should be able to go home. P-Pat. All right, let me see anything else. We have anything else crazy on the internet? Damn. So they say they're not happy with J.D. Vance, though. We need to start discussing J.D. Vance's Senate replacement in Ohio. I think there's only one logical choice, Vivek. I don't know. Damn, no way. They're saying a new judge got assigned to the case? Young Thug's case assigned a new judge. So what does that mean? Do they got to start all over? Yeah, they're really trying to get this guy. The longest trial ever. No, it's not, but it's pretty long. Okay, let's see.
Well, I've got some breaking news for you, some inside baseball. Alex? Trump has just picked Senator J.D. Vance as his VP. An excellent choice. I happened to run into J.D. Vance at the TPUSA Action event that I was speaking at. He spoke right after I did a few weeks ago in Detroit, Michigan. And I talked to him and his chief of staff, and they told me they were listeners for a long time. I know Vance has defended me before against these attacks on free speech. And I said, hey, I hear you're the guy. And he goes, yeah.
Hold up. They're starting to come for J.D. Vance. Ray here says J.D. Vance is an anti-Trump grifter and fraud. Oh, no. Hold on. Uh-oh, they're starting to dig into him. He's next.
As somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
He's the best president of my lifetime, and he revealed the corruption in this country like nobody else.
I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place. I think that he was a good president. I think he made a lot of good decisions for people.
I take it you're not a Trump supporter from what I've read. Am I right? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I didn't vote for Trump.
All around, he was a great president. I'm 37 years old. Certainly the best president of my lifetime.
As somebody who doesn't like Trump, myself, the elites were right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
He's the best president of my lifetime.
Bro, with people like this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, it's real. My friend told me he's a never Trumper. I just never saw the clip. Somebody else, Twitter's now bringing it up. Vance was a never Trumper in 2016, voted for CIA agent Evan McCullen. He was only seated in the Senate in 2023 after his mentor, CIA contractor Peter Thiel, put up $10 million and Trump endorsed him. And now he's Trump's VP. And a heartbeat from presidency. This is a mistake. Uh-oh. This might be my next post. Say it ain't so. Who posted this? Ray. Oh, man. Southern Jay, that's true. That's true. People do change their mind. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Could I align myself with somebody that said all that shit and now? No, yeah, you're the best. No, I've always thought that. It's tough, man. People do change their minds, though. They do, I guess. I hope he's not just doing it just to get his fingers in. Slide in. Trump, he is the VP. He is the VP. Everybody's talking about it.
Investigation into this assassination attempt on Saturday afternoon, just after 6 o'clock Eastern there in Butler, Pennsylvania. I want to put up just some tweets right now from Jackie Heinrich talking from the FBI, saying the FBI technical specialist successfully gained access to Thomas Matthew Crooks's phone, and they continue to analyze his electronic devices. The search of the subject's residence and vehicle are complete. The FBI has conducted nearly 100 interviews of law enforcement personnel, event attendees, and other witnesses. That work continues. The FBI received hundreds of digital media tips, which include photos, videos taken at the scene, and we continue to review incoming tips. We encourage anyone with with information that may assist in the ongoing investigation to continue to submit it online as well. And they do go on here talking about this on Live Now from Fox as well, talking about the law enforcement information about this. With knowledge of the situation, tells Fox News that the rifle Thomas Crooks fired at Trump was that an AR-15 5.56. The weapon was purchased by Crooks's father in 2013. The weapon is now at the FBI forensics labs in Quantico, Virginia, along with his phone, laptop, and at least one improvised explosive device from his car. So we're learning that here just over the weekend, a dire situation that transpired at this rally there just moments after Trump took the stage. So we're following all the latest details here on Live Now from Fox about that. Again, a live picture there as the former president will head to the RNC in downtown Milwaukee at Pfizer Forum as he has secured the nomination for a third straight cycle hoping to regain the White House. We're following this here on Live Now from Vox, a very tight, secure measure there on hand. We're also following this inside of that venue as well. You can see, I believe that was just a senator from Ohio, not J.D. Vance, Sherrod Brown there on hand, but the Trump-Vance ticket. Now you can see people writing that in on other signs. So we'll take you out to all of this here on Live Now from Vox, but we're going to slide away for a quick.
All right. I think that's good enough. J.D. Vance. That is true, Sunset. I did see that post. Biden tells top donors Trump needs to put a bullseye. He said it recently. He did say that. That is true. It was a post on Twitter. Some people had tagged me in it. Let me see where it's at. If I can find it, my Twitter is kind of blown up right now. I see people quoting it, but I'd like to see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I mean, I could go back and look it up, but I've seen multiple, like the actual post, but I've seen multiple people talk about this. I have one job, that's to beat Donald Trump. I'm absolutely certain I'm the best person to be able to do that. So we're done talking about the debate. It's time to put a Trump in a bullseye. Oh, shit. Could just be a figure of speech. Or could mean more. All right, I'm out of here for now, guys. Thanks so much for today. When Trump makes his speech, I'd like to stream that. And I don't know if there's more updates on the assassination guy. And then if not, then we'll continue with the usual stuff. I guess mix up some stories, cover different stuff until updates come. Oh, the Black Rock. Yeah, there was an ad that he was in. Yep, I covered that the other day. Usha Vance, the wife of Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance, is a corporate litigator with an impressive resume, having clerked for the Supreme Court, justices, and earned degrees in Yale and Cambridge. Okay. No, new video. Hold on, guys. Don't leave yet. New video surfaced shows the 20-year-old who tried killing Donald Trump getting bullied in school. What? Hold on a second. We got to show you this. Let me just post this real quick. Let's post this. Oh, man. Maybe we need to start arresting the bullies. How about that? Trump shooter. I'll play it for you guys in the meantime. Newly surfaced video of him getting bullied. Let's see. They're playing footsie. Stop. Wait. Stop. Pulling my leg. Stop. Stop. Guys, my leg. Stop. Wait. Pulling my leg. Oh, there he is. But he's smiling, though. I mean, I guess. But he could be smiling like a nervous smile. Damn, look how lanky and skinny he is, too. Let's see again. Stop. Guys, my leg. Stop. Wait. Pulling my leg. Stop. Guys, my leg. Stop. Wait. Pulling my leg. I guess making fun of his pants. He's not. Oh, he's crossing his legs too. He's not dressed like bad. He's fine. Stop. Guys, my leg. Stop. Let me see what else I could find. Is there anything else on TMZ that's come out on Matthew? Thomas Matthew. I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. About to be 5. What happened today? Sure went by quick. TMZ. We got any new stuff? I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to focus on the assassination guy. I mean, besides the Trump speech, I want to see the Trump speech, but then I'll try to focus on the assassination guy and then keep covering those stories. Matthew Crooks jokingly brags about penis size. Oh my God, no. No, I thought you were joking, Herbs. Let me see if, all right, we got to, oh, jeez. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry. Let me do it over here. Say a prayer for us, man. Okay. Here it is. So they're saying Thomas Matthew Crooks seen getting bullied in school. Oh, wait, that's not it. I want to see the other one. Here we go. Arms, I thought you were joking. What the heck? Thomas Matthew Crooks jokingly brags about penis size.
Stanford, 6'4". I go to Stanford University. I have a 10-inch penis and 6'4". I go to Stanford University. I have a 10-inch penis and 6'4".
I think you're playing it over and over. I mean, it seems like just high school jokes and stuff like that. I wonder how they're getting these videos. Who's paying for this? The shooter who tried and failed to take out Donald Trump clearly had a raunchy, sophomoric sense of humor, as seen in this new video. In the clip we got from a former pal of Crooks, you can see him joking about his penis and height. Okay. While they were all in computer tech class, his buddy tells us the video was shot in February 2020 at the Steele Center Career and Technical Education in Jefferson Hills, which provides career and technical education to students attending several public school districts in PA. We have reached out to the school to confirm Crooks' enrollment, but haven't heard back. Okay. Former classmate says Crooks was quiet at first, but gradually opened up. He was cool, friendly, and got along with his classmates. That's a contrast to what the other person said, that he was getting bullied all the time. Crooks was also described to us as savant when it came to computer tech. He was one of the most talented students in class, being able to take computers apart and reassemble them without a hitch. Well, I mean, that's very basic computer stuff, but he was into video games too, especially Fortnite and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I remember playing one of the first Tom Clancy. Rainbow Six on Xbox was pretty dope, like one of the first ones. For what it's worth, those are both first-person shooter games. It's always the games. Former classmate tells us Crooks did not bring up politics or guns while in the classroom. Man, what the hell? What gives? He was absolutely floored to find out Thomas attempted to assassinate Trump. Seems he got footage of him shooting an AR-15 style rifle 130 yards from Trump. Okay. Imagine he turns out to be conservative or like right-leaning or whatever. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be some shit? Will you be back for Biden interview later? Is there an interview later? Where? White House. I don't know. Those Biden interviews, 10 inches measured by a man. Those Biden interviews, they last like 2 minutes. That's wild. All right, I guess I'm going to call it. You guys, take care. We'll see what pops off later. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Peace. Thanks for stopping by. Adios.